My stepkids didn't know I could hear them through the baby monitor they forgot was on. I was folding laundry when I heard Chloe's voice come through the baby monitor receiver sitting on the dryer. Did you see her face when Dad said we're spending Christmas at her mom's? She looked like she was going to cry. Laughter followed, high and cruel. 17-year-old Chloe and her 15-year-old brother Nathan, my stepchildren for the past 3 years. Nathan's voice came through next. She tries so hard to make us like her. It's pathetic. More laughter. My heart hammered against my ribs. 3 years of making their favorite meals, driving them to practices and appointments, attending every single school event. Chloe's voice dropped to a whisper, but the monitor picked it up perfectly. Mom says we just have to hold out 2 more years until I'm in college. Then we can basically ignore her. Dad will choose us over her if we make him pick. Nathan said something I couldn't quite catch. Then Chloe again. Are you kidding? She's not going to last. Mom gives her maybe another year before Dad realizes he made a mistake. Remember Danielle? She lasted what, 8 months? They both laughed, and I felt something crack inside my chest. Danielle had been Derek's girlfriend before me. Someone the kids had apparently tortured until she left. Derek always said Danielle couldn't handle the responsibility of being with a single father. Now I understood what really happened. The monitor went silent for a moment, then Nathan spoke again. Did you plant the thing yet? Yeah, in her bathroom cabinet. Mom said to wait until after the holidays, then accidentally let Dad find it. He'll lose his mind. I stood frozen in the basement, Derek's jeans falling from my hands onto the concrete floor. What thing? What were they planning? I climbed the stairs slowly, my legs shaking, and walked into our bedroom. Derek was at work, wouldn't be home for another 3 hours. I went into our bathroom and opened the cabinet where I kept my toiletries. Behind my face wash and moisturizer, I found a small orange prescription bottle. The label said oxycodone, prescribed to a Jennifer Whitmore at a pharmacy I'd never been to. My hands trembled as I opened it. The bottle was half full of white pills. I'd never seen this before in my life. I stood there staring at the pills, understanding crashing over me in waves. They were going to make it look like I had a drug problem. I heard footsteps upstairs and quickly shoved the bottle back where I'd found it. My heart racing, I had to think. I had to be smart about this. That evening at dinner, I watched them differently. Chloe helped set the table without being asked, smiling at me sweetly. Nathan actually answered my question about his English project. With more than a grunt, Derek noticed and squeezed my hand under the table, his eyes warm with pride that his kids were finally coming around. I wanted to scream, but something stopped me. After dinner, Chloe volunteered to help me with dishes. She stood next to me at the sink, drying plates and chatting about her chemistry class like we were friends, like she hadn't been plotting my destruction an hour ago. I went to bed that night lying next to Derek, listening to him snore softly, wondering how to tell him that his children were being weaponized by his ex-wife. The next morning, I made breakfast while Chloe and Nathan got ready for school. They came down dressed and ready, backpacks on, performing their roles perfectly. Chloe thanked me for making pancakes, her favorite. Nathan actually made eye contact when he said goodbye. Derek beamed at them, then at me, his face full of hope that we were finally becoming a real family. I smiled back and watched them leave, then went straight to the basement with my phone. I sat on the cold concrete steps and called my best friend Rachel, who was a family law attorney. I told her everything, the monitor, the conversation, the pills in my bathroom. Rachel was quiet for a long moment, then said, "Don't touch those pills again. Don't move them. Don't throw them away. Definitely don't take them to confront anyone and start documenting everything." She explained that planted evidence was serious, that parental alienation was real, and that I needed to be very careful about how I handled this. My marriage would either survive this revelation or it wouldn't, and I needed to be prepared for both outcomes. At noon, I drove to an electronics store and bought a digital recorder that could connect to the baby monitor's frequency. I set it up in the basement, hidden behind the dryer, programmed to record whenever the monitor activated. And that's when things took a turn I never expected. Full story is linked below or on my channel.